Hey, welcome to YourLocalNote.com. My name is Mike Stringer, joined by RJ McKay. It is time again for another featured podcast, and this week we are welcoming A Day Without Love. But first, let me remind you that you can download our free Android and iPhone apps by searching YLN at their stores, and with that, you can stream our station 24/7 wherever you are. You can hear music from the Philadelphia area exclusively. And of course, our website, we update daily on the concert calendar and the music news page, so you can keep up to date with the bands and artists that we've talked to and featured on YourLocalNote.com. So this week's featured podcast, like I said, is with A Day Without Love, and they just released an EP called Island. So we will play the title track to that EP first. We have A Day Without Love on YourLocalNote.com.
Stuck in a place where I don't belong at all. The dreams will fail if I leave. Don't belong here. It's this island that I hate. It's this island that I hate. No more of it. So keep me out of here. I don't wanna be here. A wise woman told me this is not forever. So keep me out of here. It's this island that I hate. It's this island that I hate. No more of this. It's this island that I hate. It's this island that I hate. No more of this.
That is Island. They are A Day Without Love, and I'd like to welcome you both to the podcast. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Hey.
No problem. Let's introduce yourself and also let us know who's not here with us in the podcast.
My name's Brian. I'm the lead singer, rhythm guitarist, and pretty much the songwriter of this project.
All right.
And this is...
My name is Jake Detwiler, and I am the temporary kind of touring bassist, if you will.
Yeah.
And I also produced the record, so that's my reason for being here.
All right, and who's not with us?
Well, we just lost our drummer, and
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
we're actually totally in limbo in terms of our lineup,
So looking for a drummer.
as well as a new guitarist as of today.
Okay. Wow. Latest news here on YourLocalNote.com.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so there's your want ad right there, and we'll post that up too, and try and help you guys out with that.
All right, for sure.
But this EP that you released in April, it's called Island. That was the title track we just heard. What can you tell us about the EP as a whole and that song specifically?
Pretty much the EP's theme is about loneliness and transition, and I wrote the majority of the songs, actually all but one, while I was living in Long Island, and some of my peers may think that the EP is about Long Island, but no, it's not.
Okay.
It just happened that I was there, and it's about like a time of the fact that I lived in a box in Hempstead, New York. Electricity was bad. Sandy happened.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I experienced many blackouts, not
Yeah.
alcohol. We're talking,
Right.
You know,
Not
like
the
actual
typical college,
blackouts. And it was really depressing, you know. And I came from Penn State where, you know, you're in Kid Central, you're always around people, you're always having someone to become friends with. If you lose a friend, you make another one the next day. So I wrote about that whole transition, and also the fact that, like, I realized New York City really is a tough city, and it's very apathetic. Like, the worst things could happen, and people just keep on walking.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what the EP is about. And, like, the song pretty much covers that, you know, feeling that, like, I didn't belong there. So, yeah.
So are you writing from firsthand experiences, or is it more of a commentary on your observations?
Both,
a little bit
actually.
of both. Okay.
Both. Yeah, exactly both.
All right. And let's go before this. You're the main songwriter, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Let's learn a little bit more about you and your upbringing musically. When did you first start playing music?
I first started playing music when I was 18, and I'm 24 now. And I first started writing lyrics when I was 11. But I didn't really think lyrics and music could go together for me personally. Like, I knew they could go together, obviously, until I was about 19. So, yeah.
So were you writing poems or just
poems?
Okay, so you weren't writing them for songs, like to fit into songs.
Correct.
You were just writing.
Correct.
Okay, so what happened at 18 where you decided that you wanted to pick up a guitar?
Well, I was doing martial arts for years at the time.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something a lot more peaceful.
Yeah.
And all my uncles played guitar, so I wanted to play guitar. So when I turned 18, got a guitar for my 18th birthday. And then what really changed the whole writing lyrics to songs and taking it seriously is a very unfortunate event that I saw when I was 19.
Okay.
During my sophomore year of college. Like, I saw a girl get, like, really beat up by her significant other due to, like, spousal abuse. So I wrote a poem called A Day Without Love, and unfortunately that's gone. It was a really long poem. It was like 4 pages, but the poem kept going with the repeating line that the day that you lose love is the day that you find chaos. So that's what it's based off. So, I know that's really sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you said you lost the original?
Yeah. In 2007, I was in the midst of writing a book called 365 of Being Alive.
Okay.
Which I wrote a poem for every single day of the year. And then my Dell laptop, gotta love those Dells, just corrupted. And when I got it fixed, they lost all the poems. And I didn't know about Google Drive by then. So.
Oh, man, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Have you thought about doing that again?
Maybe.
Yeah?
Sometime soon I'll probably do that again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, what were some of your musical influences growing up? Besides, you mentioned your uncles playing guitar.
I would say, like, the first rock band that, like, I was really, really into was Smashing Pumpkins and Nirvana.
Mm-hmm.
And At the Drive-In, but I didn't realize they were at the Drive-In until much later. So
okay.
And I remember listening to them without, like, really knowing what it was, but liking it. I was like 7 years old.
Okay, so what do you mean you didn't know that it was them? You liked separate songs thinking they were separate bands, and then you realized it was all at the drive-in?
I didn't have many friends, and I was only with my family, and all my family listened to, like, you know, rap, hip-hop,
okay,
you know, Motown music.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what Nirvana was. I just knew Smells Like Teen Spirit. Like, that's all I knew. So then later on, when I moved to the suburbs, because I'm originally from West Oak Lane, like, I met these other kids that grew up listening to this music. Then I went on a cruise and met a bunch of hardcore kids on the cruise, and that's where
that changed that part of your life.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, we walking through, your influences and stuff like that. How does your family look at your musical direction now?
They think I'm crazy.
Okay.
Like, they don't come to my shows. Actually,
mm-hmm.
I've only had my, like, grandma come to my show.
Really?
That was like 3 years ago when I didn't even play as A Day Without Love.
Okay.
And it was at a Troc show.
Right.
And it was like with some Jersey metal band as like the headliner, which is weird because we're far from metal.
Right.
And yeah. And then after that, when they saw a mosh pit while I was playing, which is also weird because I was playing like solo.
Yeah.
They were like, nope, not coming to your shows. So yeah.
But do they respect the fact that you're heading into a musical career?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, but it's just like, okay, Brian has his thing, and we hope he does well with it, and we're not going to be there.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, very cool. Then Jake, you helped produce this album.
Yeah, Brian and I, if you don't mind me,
Go ahead.
Brian and I met at an open mic night about what would you say, 3 years ago, maybe
3-4 years.
3 or 4 years ago, and I mean, we watched each other, do their sets, and
Right.
kind of split ways after a while. He went off to school, and I was off at school too.
Okay.
And he contacted me in December or November of last year, and sent me a bunch of demos and said he was interested in recording.
Right.
And then, I mean, these are, iPhone recordings of, really lo-fi, not really all together.
Right.
And then we just took 3 days in the studio and kind of dismantled everything that he'd done, built the songs from the ground up, rewrote, a huge amount of the parts, and just kind of gave it some focus.
How was that experience, Brian?
Insane. Like, we're talking like, what, 12, 13-hour days?
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah, I
these are
pushed him hard.
You spend a lot of time writing your songs, both music and the lyrics. These are your babies. Then you have someone that is a friend of yours, and he wants to change a lot of things.
Yeah.
Was that a difficult beginning, or did you trust Jake?
I trusted Jake. I mean, he didn't mention this, but he's interned with Ace Enders, and then plus, like, I've always known Jake to be like a really, really musical dude.
Okay.
And like our influences are very similar, so I definitely did trust him.
Okay, so then it wasn't as difficult because it was Jake.
Yeah.
Okay, Jake. Just a quick, just so people can get to know you a little bit. Your influences, as Brian alluded to, pretty similar to.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
Similar and also different enough that it provides us with some differing opinions, which is nice.
Okay.
It's good to have that back and forth, I think.
All right, very good. Let's go to song number 2 that we're going to play here in the podcast. It's called "You Gotta Try." Brian, tell us a little bit about that song.
That song, the idea was there since I was 14.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much what happened is this girl broke my heart on Valentine's Day. She threw roses in my face.
Nice.
I got really sad. Yeah, I know.
Okay,
awesome,
so
right?
that's you can write about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
And my grandfather told me that, like, you got to keep your head up.
Right.
And so I wrote the song, which is in the chorus, like, about being very motivated whenever you're being rejected.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Very
a
cool.
lot of that also happened in Long Island too. So Long Island girls are hard.
Oh, don't I know that? Having grown up there, I get that.
Yeah.
All right, the song is called "You Gotta Try." It's from the EP Island, and the band is called "A Day Without Love" on yourlocalnote.com.
She always ignored me. My heart started breaking, but my head looked up high. I remembered why. My father said, "Don't be down. Real men fall, so we get up. You gotta try, you gotta try."
That's You Gotta Try from the new EP, Island, and the band is A Day Without Love on yourlocalnote.com. All right, we touched on that, Long Island was not an easy experience for you then.
No, not at all.
Okay. And, and it's not like you are, you went from a small town to, a big area. I mean, growing up in Philly, it's pretty compatible as far as having a lot of people around and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But you felt like, Long Island was just a tough place to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hempstead's not the friendliest place.
No, not at all.
But did you like the school you were going, Hofstra?
I like the students I was going to school with. I liked the beaches. I got to go to Montauk.
Right.
Montauk's a very beautiful place,
And it's like 2 hours away.
Yeah, it was a very rough drive.
Hence the name Long Island.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's if you go from the New York City border all the way to Montauk, that's like a 3-hour ride. Yep. And it could be 6 or 7 depending on traffic.
Yep.
So yeah, it's an interesting place, and the thing is, Long Island's only at its widest point 25 miles.
Wow.
So yeah,
Did not even know that.
and you have millions of people on that.
That's
that place.
crazy.
Yeah, it is. So did you now you have these songs written? Do you have more songs in your head from your Long Island experience, especially with Superstorm Sandy?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I sent a demo not too long ago to Jake, where I was demoing in my old apartment. At the end of the demo, I say sorry and freak out because my landlord was yelling at me.
A little too loud?
Yeah.
It's actually really interesting. The demos that he sent me, last year, and even some older ones that he's dug up and thrown my way since then.
Right.
You can definitely hear the isolation come across, and here's a guy who's not so happy with the situation.
Sure.
Playing these songs that he just wrote, and then turning those into something that was a little bit less, not less sad, but definitely it brought out the aggression when we turned it into a full band thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you see you two working together on a longer term?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
Yeah, I think so.
I definitely can see that. Yeah,
Okay.
Without a doubt.
And you like to record and produce all the...
Yeah. I work at a studio in Northern Liberty. It's called Fresh Produce.
Oh, okay.
And I just do records out of there. And
Okay. And then play on the side.
yeah,
too.
and Brian needed a bass player, so
All right.
we wrote the parts together in the studio, so I figured I was natural
Okay.
fit.
So it's you have the ideas, and then Jake basically helps mold them.
Yeah, I guess
Is
you
that
could put it like
basically?
that.
Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you could put that like that. Yeah.
Okay, very, very cool.
Yeah.
So you're looking for another guitarist and a drummer.
Correct.
So touring right now is something that's not going to be happening anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, but when we can make that happen, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of open mic nights then? Do you try to check those out?
I
just to
try
keep
when I
yourself-
can. Right now, I'm just really poor. But yes. Yeah, we did an open mic, 2 weeks ago at Liberty's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is a new open mic too.
Oh, okay. Very, very cool. So that's something that you work towards as you try to put your band together.
Correct.
How difficult? I mean, did the band sort of fall apart because you had been away for a while?
I think that had partially to do with it, and also what I would say it's because of the intentions of the other two
Right.
musicians.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't anything bad. We're still friends. We're still homies. It was just they had different musical directions.
And they
that's
had
all.
different projects they wanted to work
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fortunately, we held it together long enough for the release show,
Yeah.
and that went really smoothly. And we had a great turnout at the fire. So,
Yeah. Certainly.
but after that, it kind of drifted apart.
Yeah.
So the transition from just you writing your songs to full band, and you mentioned that you basically built these songs from the ground up once you started
Yeah.
recording. Just take us through that process. You can use a song that we heard already as an example if you want, but just take us through that process.
I would say of all the songs, I think Island changed the most. They all changed a whole lot.
Yeah.
But the very first recording of Island sounds like something that Bon Iver recorded. It's really drony. The guitar sounds terrible. There's chord changes in there that's not even in the actual recording.
Yeah.
And then it just became this really progressive rock, catchy, bendy, awesome song.
Now is that what you were setting out to do, or did that kind of gradually happen on its own, going from part to part?
I would honestly give that all to Jake, to be completely honest with you. Like I seriously do, because I didn't even see the song going there.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the way that I took my job was that I wanted to make sure that the integrity of all his songs were still intact. I mean, obviously, he said he's been writing, lyrics in these poems for years and years.
Right.
And that's clearly the most important thing. And I figured as long as I could let that shine, I wasn't overstepping my bounds too far, if I could still do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So were you concerned more with the structure of the song or the layering of the full band?
Everything all at once. It's just myself in that studio too. So I was running around trying to make sure that it sounded the way that we all wanted it to, but also paying attention to the big picture and how it would play as an album.
Okay. So where do you go? Do you go outside of just the two of you to get feedback on these songs?
On these songs specifically, like, are you talking about like in the demoing process or?
Both. Is it different when you first wrote these songs and then what the songs have become on the recorded EP that we're hearing tonight?
I would say so, because like, for example, the song Freeze, I've been playing that song like just at open mics and shows since 2009 or 10, and I've gotten different like bits of feedback and stuff like that, and I've even opened up with like acts such as like Koji and Into It Over It playing some of those songs and like got different feedback, and then like I've noticed the song itself changed, the lyrics changed, until like I became happy with it, and like working with Jake, it like changed. And so yeah, I would say it's been a mixture of both.
Okay, so has that changed the way you write songs now? If you were to start writing a song today, is it a different process you were using when you first sat down to write these songs here?
I really can't say. I don't know. Like right now, I mean, I'm writing stuff and I'm sending it to Jake, or like I'll come up with ideas, but now I kind of think of it like, how will this sound in the studio, or how will people dance to this, or how will people react to this? And I still think artists first, lyrics first, ideas first.
Right.
But now, like after going in the studio and after working with Jake and after playing like a full band show as opposed to like a solo show, I do kind of think like, where will the drum hit on this specific chord part? Like I do think of it a lot differently now. So.
Got it. All right, the third song we're going to play is Been a Long, Long Time. What can you tell us about that song lyrically and musically?
Lyrically, I really don't know what I can tell you what it's about, except for the fact that I was alone in my apartment.
Sure.
This was the worst apartment, where I like lived around Crips and Bloods and stuff.
Oh, geez.
And the landlord's daughter was like, let's just say she was having fun with her friend.
Okay.
And it was really awkward.
Yeah. Thin walls?
Yeah, it was really, really awkward. So I just had to write a really, really long song, a really sad one. Well, not a long song, just a sad one.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
I don't know what to say about that song.
Now, with this song, musically, when you handed it over to Jake, did you use that, knowing that story? Did that have any influence on where you were taking the song?
Sort of. Actually, the thing about that song was our drummer who left after the show, his name's Andrew Ryan, and he came in and did, he worked out all the parts with Brian in the studio and me. I think that's definitely the best example of what he brought to the table. I mean, he's just an incredible drummer, very, very tight. And if nothing else, it brought the song to life. And I kind of let him take control of that one, if only because it brought all that energy and aggression to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the songs you're hearing are from the new EP Island, and we're talking with A Day Without Love, and you're listening to yourlocalnote.com.
I'm alone in this place. I'm getting old. I say hello. I never met love. I'll die alone. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Open up my blood, 'cause it bleeds red. I'm breaking walls and moving mountains. I'll bleed again, I'll bleed again. And I think about
That's been a long, long time. We're talking with A Day Without Love on yourlocalnote.com. All these songs you're hearing are off their latest EP, Island. We got one more left. We want to know where you can find this music.
You can find our entire EP literally everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp. I would prefer Bandcamp,
Okay.
which is adaywithoutlove.bandcamp.com. Our website's www.adaywithoutlove. Our Facebook, our Twitter, everything's on there. So, yeah.
Okay. And what shows do you have lined up?
We have a show coming up in August at Dobbs. So yeah.
Okay. And we'll have that specific date and the details on our site too.
Yeah, August 8th. Yeah.
Okay. August 8th.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Your live shows, you played a few this year with the full band. Take us through how you enjoyed that. Do you like performing more with the full band or more solo?
I certainly like playing more with a full band. Playing solo is great, but it can sometimes get awkward because you don't know if the audience is
feeling it.
It's feeling it. But when you're with a full band, it's like, I don't care. I'm
At
with
least
my
these are the
homies.
three guys. Yeah, yeah.
And then the one show that we played a show at the Victorian Room, which is upstairs at the North Star Bar.
Yes.
And I think that was stripped down. That was just Brian, myself, and then our other guitarist, Julian.
Okay.
And I think that was probably one of the coolest things we've done in a long
Yeah,
time.
that was really, really cool.
Like totally different dynamic than you by yourself or full band.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. So all but the drummer.
Yeah.
correct.
There. Nice. Do you have any plans to do that again or play solos interspersed with the full band once you get that together?
Right now, we're just trying to feel it out. But yeah,
Right.
definitely doing both would be fun. You know, I can't actually foresee if I were to do a tour, we were to do a tour, the best would kind of be to switch it up or mix it up. Because if you have one venue that's only welcoming of acoustic, then do that.
Right.
And then if you have another venue that's welcoming a full band, then do that. Because either way, you're still spreading the message. You're still
Exactly.
bringing the vibe in. So, yeah.
Do you have any new music that you're working on currently? Anything we can look forward to in the future?
I would say look forward to probably, I'm hoping, maybe a 7-inch, 3-song dealio, maybe sometime in the fall, but nothing for certain. So, yeah.
Okay. How educational was the process of seeing or going through producing the album, getting the album done?
It was extremely educational because the other 3 guys that I play with, Jake included,
Yeah.
they're gearheads.
Okay.
I'm just a dude who plays guitar.
And writes poems and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So it definitely was like a, whoa, you got to put these things here and
Right.
there. It was crazy.
Was it, so did you, Jake, were you sort of holding his hand through the process?
Sort of. I mean, Brian, the best thing about Brian as a songwriter is he usually knows what he wants.
Right.
So it's just trying to figure out how to get there.
Okay.
But it was never, he was never lacking, he was never saying, all right, just do whatever you think will work. He always had some kind of direction, I think.
Brian, do you want to just stay at the singer-songwriter mode and let Jake and other people handle the technical parts? Or do you see yourself someday saying, you know what, it's pretty cool what those guys are doing. I need to also know that kind of thing.
I say yes and no. I say yes because I feel that because of how Jake said, I know what I want, it would help me put ingredients to the whole pot. But then I say no because I do like what they're doing. You know?
Okay.
So it's kind of in between. So.
All right, very cool. All right, guys, it's been great hanging with you. We really appreciate it. And just want to remind everyone, we're going to have a brand new podcast again next week. So check it out, of course. You can contact us at contact@yourlocalnote.com. And if you go through that email address, you can also sign up for our newsletter. It's weekly, bi-weekly. Mike, you got to remind me. Weekly. It's a weekly newsletter. And don't forget, you can download our apps. They're absolutely free. Go to the respective stores and just type in YLN and download it, and you can hear our streaming 24/7. And of course, check out the website and all the different things we've got there. All right, let's talk about the last song we got coming up here. It is called Freeze. Brian, tell us about that song.
That's your classic grungy unrequited love song.
Okay.
It's pretty much telling a story, which is literally from direct experience, of meeting girl after girl after girl.
Right.
And wondering, why aren't these girls sticking around? And then you realize it's because they don't consider you a relationship type of guy.
Okay. They just want to be your friend.
Or the other way around, but yeah.
Okay. Very cool. All right. And of course, that's a lot of it's from Long Island experience.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah.
All right, very nice. All right, guys. Again, thank you very much. Appreciate you hanging with us.
For sure.
We're finishing up with Freeze from the EP Island, and the band is called A Day Without Love on yourlocalnote.com.
I'm confused and I don't understand. It's not clear and I can't see why. Liars always lie, dreamers never die. You destroyed my heart, where did we go wrong? I don't know.